materialistic world. We talk about this. But also we said we have different kind of fasting we don't pay attention to. The fasting when it comes to haram. The easy fasting somehow and the straightforward fasting is what? Not to drink, not to do that, to be on a diet. We do it every day. Regardless how big is that fasting or complicated. But we have different kind of fasting we do not pay attention to not get involved in haram. As you see the food on the table that you are preparing and taking care of and you do not eat it, and sometimes we do not even taste it because I'm fasting, Islam is building a better spiritual immunity that would help you to say no for the haram as you said no for the halal. The basic things in your life, you say what? No. So definitely you're going to be graduated and you have enough will and control to say no for the haram things. You remember this? So we said we have somehow to work on our spiritual fasting. Why I'm saying this? Because we're going to start inshallah talking about details in fiqh, rulings. Our relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should not be based on rule number 1, rule number 2. As if we are in a court. You have this law, you have this, that law, you have this exemption, just name it. No. We deal with Allah with love. We need Him. We care about Him. Everything that we go through has to go with Allah. And that's why we said the first thing in Ramadan you do is what? Before fasting, what is it? Niyyah. We have very many ahadith. Niyyatul mar khayrun min amalihi. Niyyah is more important than the work itself. Mish niyyah, yani I have niyyah, yani good intention to pray. But what? I close my eyes and go back to sleep. La, this is not niyyah. This is assumption. Niyyah comes with will, azima. Okay? Niyyah, let's say, I really mean it, that I would love to give the poor people better homes, better houses, better school, better education, more money. And you are sincere about that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the rewards. Because your intention is honest, sincere, and true. Same talking, but from the other side. If you are fasting to show off that I'm fasting, guess what's going to happen to your fast? Void. Void as rewards. As hasanat. Allah, as ruling, okay, you did your job, but you're not getting hasanat. In certain places, no, the whole thing will be collapsed, like salah. Salah could be a problem too. Why people, they say, I'm a good guy. Why? I always show them I'm praying. This is not for the sake of Allah. And that's why we say, أُصَلِّي قُرْبَةً إِلَى اللَّهِ ta'ala, to get closer to Allah. So please, when we get into details of fiqh, I don't know how far we can go with that because they are very, wide and detailed. I'll do my best to make them simple and short. Do not just focus on your ibadah, on your worshipping with Allah. Do not just focus on what? Rules. I'm talking about ahkam. No. Every time you feel tired, hungry, weak, exhausted, say, God, please reward me. I do this for your sake. I do it because I believe in you. This is the intention. You feel comfortable. You feel proud. In other words, and remember my example, please. Remember it. It's simple, but it's very important. There is big difference between being hungry and fasting. What's the difference? Same outcome, Sheikh. When you are fasting, you are hungry. But if your intention is to be hungry, what's the outcome? Nothing. They tell you, go eat. But when you are fasting, do you care anymore about your hunger? No. Why? You have a goal. You should have a goal in your life when we approach fasting. Your goal is not to be hungry. It is wrong in Islam to have destructive patience. What's destructive patience? What is it? Anybody? Give me an example of destructive patience. Destructive patience, the food is there, you're hungry, you are hungry, your stomach is hurting you, you might end up, having health issues. No, I don't want to eat, I want to be patient. Islam will tell you this is haram. This is destructive patience, is not acceptable. But if you tell me, no, my mom is hungry and she is in need of that food, I can survive, then I call this sacrifice. Big difference. Intention here makes what? A difference. When it comes now to fast invalidators and other stuff that we're going to be talking about, if you do it as paper and pen laws, what's going to happen? You're going to feel bad. Why I'm doing it? Why should I suffer? Why should I be hungry? But if your goal is to please Allah and to gain the mercy of Allah, you will be patient. And this is constructive patience. There is a goal behind it. Is that clear, brothers and sisters? I'm sick. This is the medication. No, I want to be patient. Islam will tell you this is not patience. But I'm taking the medication and I went to my doctor and I did my homework. Yeah, I feel the pain. If you are patient, here you will get rewarded. Why? Because you did your homework. In fasting, we do not just feel hungry. No, we have bigger goal. We are training ourselves to be in control of our body, desire, lust, environment, stress, depression, tough factors in our life, hardships, just name it. That's why you see a Muslim with good faith is strong. Any question about this? So we can start with our dry, questions and answers. Any questions? Okay, so let's go with the first question. Before the first question. Validity. Sometimes you ask me, hey, you know what? When the fasting will be valid? On which people? Not as action. No. On which people this will be valid? If a kafir, he wants to fast, is his fasting valid? No, we have a precondition. And مثل واحد بده ياخذ calculus 3 and he did not even finish algebra. ترى حبيبي, you don't fit. You have to take a pre-calc or calc or mashallah. Engineers are a problem with their examples. So this is a problem. No, you have to be Muslim. Some scholars, they say, no, even non-Muslim, they have to do certain wajib. This is not my topic. So Islam, okay? Why it's important? You tell me, Sheikh, who cares? Okay, we are Muslims, we are gonna fast. La ya habibi, it does matter. How? Okay. Now let's ask the first question. And I want your opinion, please. A person has been non-Muslim and never knew about Islam for how many years? 30 years. He showed up. He came to our friend here, Muhammad Hassan, and he said, oh, I like Islam. I want to be a Muslim. Muhammad Hassan is fasting the whole day. He tells him, yeah, but guess what? 30 years, you have fasting, salah. What are we going to do about this? Once he hears that, he's going to what? Run away. So what should I do in this situation? We say no. Fasting was not wajib on you. Why? Because you missed one of the conditions. What is that? Islam. You are not Muslim. So I do not charge you. I do not back charge you. Al-Islam yajubbu ma qablahu, we say in Arabic. Same thing with salah. I was not Muslim and I did not know about salah. If you tell the guy you have to repeat 30, make up 30, years, what he's going to tell you? Habibi, I have business to run. I don't have time for you. So that's why Islam gave them an opportunity, a chance. You did not know, I forgive you. Where is the problem? I'm not going to answer this, but this is a good question. Ask yourself. Let's say, no, he was Muslim, but it's in one of my questions, we'll answer it later on. He is Muslim, and he's mu'min, and he's one of the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. But he believed in fasting, but he thought fasting is not wajib on him. Alhamdulillah, I don't have to fast. And he was certain, mashallah, based on his chatted GPT, discussion, I don't have to fast. He grew up, and I don't have to fast. Fasting, it is something recommended. I don't feel like it. After 30 years, we gave him a Chinese product, DeepSeek. We said, you know what? No, you have to fast. مثل ما عندنا different scholars, صار عندنا different AIs, which AI you are referring to. So in this case, that poor mu'min guy, what he is going to do? Does he have to repeat or no? The non-Muslim, he does not have to. But هذا Muslim. To make it, I will answer this later on, but to make it more complicated. Not complicated, but painful. A lady used to make wudu and pray. She used to put makeup, nail polish, let's say. Or, wear makeup in general. Or, she used to keep her nice ring in her hand while making wudu or ghusl. She did not know. She asked her friend, she said, yeah, it's fine, as long as you wash your hand. Okay. Or we figure out her wudu is wrong. She used to wash her hands without washing her face. That's another bad ChatGPT, reference. After 10 years, she paid attention, this is wrong. The wudu is invalid. Should I repeat my salah? إذا بطل الوضوء بطلت الصلاة. If the wudu is void, the salah is void. It's a daisy chain thing, isn't it? So, what should I do in this situation? Should I repeat my salah? If you say yes, بتقلي هذاك الكافر, Allah gave him a chance. وأنا اللي كنت صلي who used to pray, you don't give me a chance. Is that fair? What do you think? She did not know. She asked a friend and she trusted him. She said, no, you don't have to worry about it. You do this, we'll do it this way. After 10 years, that was not a good friend. Doesn't happen to us? It does. Should we repeat the fasting also? Because we're talking about fasting. She thought, I can take my small pill, every morning at 7 a.m. Small one. It's not food. Is it food? It's not food. It's a medicine. They told me do not eat food or drink, beverages or water. This is nothing. It's a small pill. I used to have it. Is my fasting invalid and I have to pay kafara and repeat everything or not? إذا بتقلي no, yes. بقول لك طيب ليش الكافر is what? Is fine. He does not have to repeat anything. But this guy, he used to fast You tell me, yeah, but his fasting is invalid. Those questions, brothers and sisters, they all fall under one title. Actually, let's make them two to make it simple. We have scholars, they will tell you, as a mu'min, you have to look after your needed rulings. You are not allowed to be naive. Ask those who know and get the proper answers for your question. There is big difference in Arabic, we say, between al-qasir wal-muqassir. There is a person, he tried his best and he figured out the question that way. And some people, they did not even care. They assumed. It's like you go to IRS, you tell them, I assume I don't have to pay taxes. You think they are going to like you? Pay them with interest, they will tell you, isn't it? The law is the law. It's your problem. So we have a group of scholars, which is very famous opinion, go that route. We have another group that says, based on certain hadith, رَفَعَ اللَّهُ عَنْ أُمَّتِ مَا لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. If they did not know and they had good intention, they have less headache, fatawa. This is not my subject, just to make you aware of what's going on. Now back to this. So the idea, when fasting, the validity of fasting, when I say Islam, don't look at it simple. No, Habibi, because we are in the West here, we have lots of new convert. This is very important. Okay, very important. You don't assume people are born Muslims. No. Another one would be intention. Intention is a big deal in fasting and salah. There is a big difference. You are fasting and you are hungry. And sometimes you are hungry but you are not fasting. I'm on a diet. Yeah, Habibi, tough luck. You get your diet. You don't get anything else. No, you have to have what? Valid intention. Is that clear? And intention is this factor that is related to the spiritual dimension of your body and heart. Always when you are fasting, you should be connected to God. This heart, you feel it's getting its energy from Allah. You see things through the words of Allah, the laws of Allah. You hate based on His reference, not based on your assumption or reference. It's very important. So whenever you feel you are tired, and you remember this is for the sake of the ultimate being that you love, the absolute, you feel what? Strong. You recharge your battery wirelessly. Okay? It's good. Then we go, not traveling. Heidi will talk about it, inshallah, in details. Quran says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرِ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. If you go back to the first ayah I gave you, شهر رمضان عدة أشهر عند Allah, not this one. I'm sorry. Go figure it out. Anyway, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. القرآن شهر رمضان. فمن بعدين بقول فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم. شو يعني فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم؟ فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم. شو بعض الناس بيخسر خاصة اللبنانية This is the one. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah 184, okay? The month of Ramadan wherein the Quran with the Q, but this is British, was sent down to be a guidance to the people and as clear signs of the guidance and so let those who who are present at the month fasted. مش شهد يعني he watched. مشاهدة. No. فمن شهد منكم الشهر يعني you were present. You are not traveling. فليصمه. So if you are traveling and you are not a frequent traveler, do you fast? No, but with details. Example, since we're talking about it a little bit quickly. Example. هلا I'm going to ask you those questions and please you answer me. We don't have labels for this. This is from tap water. Okay, anyway, it does not matter. Because I was talking about advertisement yesterday, so they removed names. Example. I am going to Canada, all the way to, let's say, London in Canada. Not in Europe. London in Canada. And usually I don't travel. I have to meet my friend over there during Shahr Ramadan. Do I have to break my fast or I can stay fasting? We'll take answers. Do I have to break my fast? What do you think?
After prayer, you don't.
After what?
You don't have to break the fast.
After what?
Prayer.
Prayer, Salat al-Subh?
Dhuhr.
If I pray Dhuhr or Asr, okay, I don't break my fast. That's what you're saying. What do you think? Huh? Pass? That's good. Better than fail. Okay. Yes. So if you pray Dhuhr and Asr, you don't break your fast? Is that what he's... Okay.
It depends on how long you're going for.
It depends how long I'm going for as distance-wise or as time? As time?
How long are you going to be staying there?
It's just 1 day. Less than 1 day.
It depends, because then, like, say, it's like from Fajr to like Dhuhr. Like, if that, I don't think you have to break it. It's within that time. But if it extends throughout that time frame, then I think you have to break it.
Okay. What do you think? What's your name? Yes. Ali. Okay. That's half dear one. Yeah, go ahead. If I travel after Dhuhr, am I fasting still valid and I don't have to break it? Okay. What do you think? Before Dhuhr, I have to break my fast? Okay. This side, any answers? If it is before Dhuhr, what?
You have to break it if you're not coming back.
If I'm not, okay, that's good addition. Okay.
Now, before Dhuhr, you can break your fast إذا قطعت المسافة الشرعية.
I said the 3 hour, London is like 3 hours from here, 2 hours from here.
No, so you don't have to break your fast.
I don't have to break my fast? Nice. Okay. Okay. The answer, anyone would like to share thoughts? Yes?
If you're not a frequent traveler and you go above a distance about 36 miles, you have to break your fast.
Okay. So what's the answer now? Should I go with my son's answer? Okay. The answer is, if you are not a frequent traveler, I said I travel once in a blue moon. Okay? Once in a blue moon. So I'm not a frequent traveler. The maximum traveling is, let's say, 5 miles from my house. I'm not a traveler. I'm not a frequent traveler. So it happened I had to travel. The fuqaha, the famous opinion amongst fuqaha, because we always have, exceptions. The famous opinion of the fuqaha is as follows. If you are not a frequent traveler, and you are traveling that long distance, which is about back and forth 44 kilometers or more, which is, we'll talk about it in miles and everything later on. We're talking about Canada, isn't it? So, in this case, if you travel before noon, if you travel before Adhan al-Dhuhr, before noon Adhan, not just noon Adhan, because Dhuhr is around 1:45 a couple days from now would be 1:45. Noon is usually 12. So don't mix it up. Noon adhan, يعني الظهر adhan. If you travel before noon and you are reaching a city, is not your home, second home. Therefore, you have to break your fast and make it up as qada later on. Should I repeat? Again. If you travel, if your journey more than 44 kilometers back and forth, and you reach a destination, not your house, and you don't have any house on your way, and you travel before Dhuhr Adhan, you break your fast and you have to repeat it later on. If you travel after Adhan al-Dhuhr, even if you go to China walking, okay, and the swimming, you stay what? Fasting. So it has nothing to do with how many hours you are going to stay there, when you are going to reach there, when are you traveling, before Adhan or after Adhan? Is that home, another home for you or not? Any question about this?
Do you have an option to not break our fast?
You have to break your fast. Yeah, you can stay fasting قربة إلى الله as احتياط, but you have to repeat it. إن الله يحب أن يؤخذ برخصه كما يؤخذ بعزائمه. Yes. Hello, just wait. That's a good question. So let's say I go there, I do not invalidate my fasting, and I come back to my city before Adhan al-Dhuhr. Yani it took me the whole trip 5 hours and I came back before Adhan al-Dhuhr. Do I stay fasting? Yes, according to famous opinion, yes. Okay? Unless you had something on your way, coffee, drink, invalidate your fast. Intention is not enough. You have to break it. Yes.
If I started my journey before Adhan al-Dhuhr, thus I crossed the 44 kilometers after Adhan al-Dhuhr.
Okay, we said if you travel after Adhan al-Dhuhr, no matter where you go, يعني خليني make it simple on you. I was planning to discuss this by the end, بس يلا. Okay. This is your city. Okay? This is your city. This 44 kilometers is back and forth. If you want to go, because I prepared some questions for you, راح نعملكم هلا يعني بس exception. Okay? If you read this, the total round the trip would be about 27.34 miles. Good? That's according to Sayyid Sistani, Sayyid Muhammad, Sayyid Al-Khou'i. About 44 kilometers, which is about 27.4 miles, give and take. Back and forth. Yani each leg or each way would be how much? 13.6 miles. Or it could be one little bit longer than the other, but some scholars, they have a precaution. Okay? So let's say one way was 13.6 and coming back 13.6. Typically in USA, this is the way we drive, isn't it? So the total would be 27.34 miles. If that's the case, once you reach 27.34 and you exceed that, you are not anymore in your city, and you kept going and you reach halfway, which is what? 13.6 miles. Okay? That's it. هيدي بنسميها المسافة الشرعية. Because coming back is another 13.6. The total will be 44 kilometers, or the mileage that we talk about. Question?
You have to be back before Adhan
You have to go, yes, you have to be back to your city, the border to your city, before Adhan al-Dhuhr, if you want to stay fasting. Yes? I'm sorry? Let's say I reach that city, and it's not my city, my home city. You break your fast, and you are going to pray qasr. Whenever you break your fast, you pray qasr in general. يعني الظهر becomes 2 ركعة, مغرب becomes 3 ركعة, stays there 3 ركعة, عشاء 4. مش الصبح 1 ركعة يعني, it does not work, okay? Just the 4 ركعات will be 2. Yes?
That 22 kilometers, that when you cross it becomes a suffer, right? If you stay like before the 22 kilometers until Adhan al-Dhuhr, and then you cross it after Adhan al-Dhuhr, can you stay fasting?
I'm sorry?
That 22 kilometers, that
خلينا نحكي مايلز يا أخي عشان ضيعناهم. 13.6 miles.
Yeah, the 13.6 miles. Let's say you travel 13 miles and you wait. And
If I travel less than 13 miles, you don't break your fast. You have to exceed or get little bit to that distance. It's approximately.
if I stand at 50 miles, wait until Adhan al-Dhuhr, then cross 13.6, can I stay fasting or no?
Yeah. عشان انت you reach that you traveled after what? ظهر. Okay. Other questions regarding this? So back to the I'm sorry, 1 second. Just let me show you this so you don't get confused. I'm sorry for this. I made it just by the end of the session. So here it will be around 13.67, so I'm going to change this so don't get confused. Okay. Oh. Okay, so back to the idea, this is my note, the reason I brought up this. For Sayyid Ali, those who follow Sayyid Ali, his distance is a little bit shorter. The distance is about 25 miles, not 27 miles, the total distance. It's like 2 miles shorter, just for your information. It's better to consider what? 13.67, which is 13.7 miles. Easier way, consider it 14 miles يا أخي وريح راسك. Okay, so you don't forget. Back to the picture again. Picture So let's say you are in this city. You went to the mall around 12 miles away from your house. This is not the distance that allows you to break your fast. It has to be more than what? And when I say away from your city, not your house, your city, what? Border. Hala, what's the city border in Michigan or in USA? Hala, some scholars, they will tell you Detroit, some of them they will tell you Dearborn, some of them they will tell you Detroit Metropolitan, some of them they will tell you Wayne County, some of them will say something else. In my humble opinion, your city is your city. And you live in Dearborn, that's your city. You live in Dearborn Heights, that's your city. It's like, in Lebanon. You are from Bint Jbel, you are from Bint Jbel. Aita different than Bint Jbel, isn't it? Aitarun is different than Mes, and just name it. We know those from the news. Okay? Even though they are very close to each other, it does not matter. This is different entity. So, if someone asks you now, from which city you are, and you live in Dearborn, and the guy is from Dearborn, do you say Detroit? What do you say right away? No, I'm not from Detroit. I'm from Dearborn. Okay, Dearborn, yani different than Detroit. So you tell me why we tell people we are from Detroit when we are outside of Wayne County? Because Detroit is one of the famous cities in USA. You get my point? Is that clear? So therefore, your city is Dearborn. هلا في علماء بيقول لك no, that's not right. Okay, I respect your opinion. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to believe me. But this is my lifestyle, and that's what I do. So again, you want to go to a mall. That mall is 5 miles from your house. This is very important question. I'm giving you real examples. I'm avoiding my PowerPoint for a second. That mall is 5 miles from your house. How many miles? 5. Do you break your fast? But for whatever reason, you said, you know what, it's a nice weather, I don't want to go straight forward. What you did, rather than coming this way, you took it this way. So now, what's your distance? Maybe it's, 20 miles. Do I break my fast? Yeah. Because you traveled, physically traveled, more than 13.67 miles. A mountain. You live in a mountain. Let's say on the top of Everest. Okay? Straight forward from your house, all the way, not all the way down, but little bit down, it is like 2 miles. But guess what? Direct distance. But the road is not that way. You have to go, keep going, rotating. It reaches 14 miles. Do you break your fast? Yeah. Another question. Let's say this is you are in Dearborn City. You took your private jet or helicopter and you went, rather than horizontally traveling, what did you do? You went all the way up. Do I count that distance? Yeah, it's a traveling, but vertically. Clear? Is that clear? Yeah, Elon Musk would like that. Okay? Yes?
So this 13.67 is two-way or one-way?
No, one way. One way. I changed it. The 2 ways would be 44 kilometers or 27 miles, according to Sayyid Sistani, Sayyid Al-Khou'i. 27.34 miles. Yes? You have a question? Yeah. Before I continue, is this subject boring? I move on, or we are good? Because I don't want to confuse you. Yeah, go ahead.
With the water sample, they didn't go outside the city borders though to do the traffic. They were inside the city.
They are not inside the city. This is your city. You traveled outside. You traveled. Okay? It's about the traveling. Yeah, it happens. So now back to our PowerPoint. Okay? So we were talking about traveling. You should not be a traveler. Otherwise, you cannot fast. Unless you are what? Frequent traveler. And I gave you some details. I needed those details. If you are a frequent traveler, and your job, let's say, to travel, you don't have to break your fast. Okay, that will lead me to another question. Sheikh, I feel comfortable while traveling. My car is a brand new car, leather seat, nice, stuff in it. Back in the time of the Prophet, they used to walk. To them, 13 miles might take them maybe 5-8 hours. Depends what you are using, camel or walking or horse. No, it is just a matter of 5 minutes. Especially if you are overspeeding. Don't overspeed, it's haram. Okay? If you overspeed and you kill someone, you have to be punished Islamically. Forget about the court now. That's another punishment. You have to pay him kafara. And you have to fast like 2 months. You killed a soul, a Muslim. Anyway, fasting was tough back then because transportation was a big deal. It might consume most of the day to go 13 miles. Can you now imagine if you want to walk 13 miles now? How many minutes will take us? How many? Using your step app, stuff. It will take good couple hours, 5 hours. It depends on your pace. So, just turn the car on. I don't even have to drive. Say, go to this destination. The car moves on and I'm there. Is that related to fasting, or Islam does not care about this? What do you think? Does it matter? Why? And I'm comfortable. I don't feel the headache of fasting. How will Islam wants us to feel comfortable? Back then, that was a hardship. Nowadays, easy. Who will 13 miles? Nothing, isn't it? So do I have to break my fast? Why? Why? طيب, it's a rule يا عمي. But Allah is wise, مش هيك? Well, this rule is from, يعني there should be a wisdom behind it. What's that wisdom? Convince me. شو? Allah is wise, صح? And we have a wisdom, yes.
Gives you an easy way to break your fast. If you can't fast for if there's a reason why you can't fast, there's a way to break it without doing something haram.
This is one of the good ways. We have a hadith. Al-Imam said, this is a gift from your God. Do not reject it. Allah wants to make it easy on you. Why? Because brother and sister, when you are fasting, and you see lots of people like that, when they are fasting and they feel sick, they are usually afraid to break their fast. Because they have this iman, this faith. Islam said, you know what, you don't feel like fasting because you are tired, sick, travel before noon and you are all set. So it is a loophole to make our life and that's why you see scholars, you tell them, hey, is it okay to vape? No, because it damages your lungs. Critical harm. Any critical harm, it is haram to do. So, let me ask you this question. The doctor told me you should drink water every 1 hour. Otherwise, you are gonna hurt your body. Tomorrow is the first day of Ramadan. I feel like fasting. When everyone is fasting, I feel like I'm singled out. I decide to fast that day, though I know for a fact it might hurt my body. Is it okay to fast that day? Let's say I did fast it. What would happen? Is it going to be accepted? No. No, you have to repeat that day. You did something haram, according to some scholars. You are getting close, you are seeking Allah through haram way. Allah is telling you, don't do it. It's fine, I will do it. No, you are not legislator. Allah is the legislator. Okay. So now we take it easy. The doctor told me fasting is up to you. You are good. You can fast. But inside me, because I know my conditions, I know myself, I felt fasting is not good to me. Can I fast? The doctor did not give me any verdict. It's just my feeling. My guts telling me, no, don't fast. It's not good for you. Can I say, no, I don't want to fast? I'm exempted?
I think you should try first.
I should try first. Okay. I have to fast? Why? Okay. The scholars, they would tell you, if you're serious about it and your feelings are true, not making up stories, and you are not allowed to fast because you know your body. You are not finding an excuse. You feel it. You feel it. You tell me, Sheikh, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we go with her opinion. Try to fast, see if that will harm you or not. But you cannot skip medication and. Is that clear? Now we go back to the tougher conditions. Is that every Muslim, we said every Muslim has to fast. Do we have exceptions? Yes. Like a guy, he is 75 years old. He cannot fast. Do I have to force him to fast? No, he's old. He's very old. He cannot handle it. He's not capable. So those are exempted. The second one is people who did not reach bulugh time. يعني a person still 8 years old. Can I tell them Siyam is wajib on you? You are Muslim. No, you can't. unless he reached the level of bulugh. Is that clear? For the boys, for your information, okay, one of the ways to prove bulugh, if not physical changes, would be about 14 years, 6 months, and 15 days. Okay? Second, capability and no harm. We already discussed it. You're not allowed to harm your body. Not because you think, no, you know you're going to get hurt. I cannot fast. Capability. شو يعني هيدا الexample? No, let's say I am a football player and the only way to earn money is to play soccer. And the temperature out there is 102. And if I do not play that game, they will fire me. Can I break my fast? For money? Okay, I can borrow money for that day. Oh, you tell me you lose your job. So what's the solution here? Can I just drink water? I don't know. I don't want to eat. Is that good enough? Or what? Okay, let's answer this first. The answer would be, if you have no other choice, Islam does care about your dignity. Your dignity, you are a moral agent. That has to be respected. You have karama in Islam. Okay? You are not just a person that cares about ritual. No. It's more than that. You have your dignity in Islam that I have to respect. Islam will tell you, okay, you are not capable. You try to play first, normal way. If you feel a level of dehydration, you have the right to drink some water, okay? But later on, you have to make up what that day, because it was a must. I have no other choice. Okay, you're not doing it on purpose. This is my only. I don't want to hurt my body because dehydration would hurt my body. This is one of the loopholes. It clear? A guy working in construction, same applies. This is what when I talk about capabilities. Okay? Another capability, let's say. I get used to smoking. If I do not smoke, I would be in a problem. Can I consider this a capability, issue? Can I say, you know what? No, I cannot fast because I have to smoke. Otherwise, everything in the house will be destroyed. Every employee in my company will be fired. Why? I cannot smoke. Can I say I can break my fast? Why?
Either way, it's harmful for you.
Okay, that's good. So this has nothing to do with capabilities. You did not train yourself. Okay. Branching off. You got one of those patches you put on your arm. Does that invalidate your fasting? Who says yes? I like your answer. Who says no? I like your answer too. Because we have scholars, they don't consider this as food or eating or drinking. Therefore, it is permissible to them. Like, Sheikh, come on. What's this? You killed the fast. I'm not encouraging you to do it. This is a theoretical question. You are in the hospital. You needed an IV. Does that IV break your fast? Who says yes? Okay, why? Is that eating? Is that drinking? It is not drinking. I'm not drinking it. You drink from your vein? يعني I give you another example. You had to use one of those eye drops. Okay, does it invalidate your fasting? Okay, ليش هيدي no هيداك yes? Okay, those what we're going to talk about into invalidators. But the question is not that way to be answered. The question would be, that IV, does it have vitamins and minerals? If yes, you have a point. Because this is alternative source of what? feeding your body. Okay, you are getting energy. This is a group of scholars. For Sayyid Sistani, this is acceptable. Even if you have vitamins and minerals in the IV, it's fine. That's per Sayyid Sistani. Okay, so this is capability. And إذا واحد بيقول لي I can't fast because I have to have an IV. Yeah, بقول له how? Go put an IV. I don't mind. So that capability is a big item. Traveling, we discuss it. Not to be on the state of tahara, it's known. Sanity. Okay, this is good for you. A guy, he's crazy. Okay. Can he fast? Should we force him to fast? No. Okay, this is easy. A guy went to the dentist. He went to Dr. Ahmed. Good dentist, okay? So he said, okay, you have to take care of my tooth. And you know, he has his own gears. So those shots will make me numb, or portion of my mouth will be numb. Do I consider this a problem? You are not sane anymore? No. Okay, that's easy. But what if you go through surgery and you go unconscious? Are you sane anymore? Oh, what will happen to your fasting? Okay, you woke up after 1 hour, the surgery is done. Okay, what happened? Don't worry about it, you are okay. Okay, should I continue fasting or I should eat and drink and repeat it later on? That's a good question, isn't it? We have scholars, they say, if you had your intention before the surgery, we said intention is important, that you are going to fast that day. After morning, during the day, you went through that surgery. You woke up after what? Let's say 1 hour. If you can fast, you continue fasting and you repeat that day as a precaution. Because why? They will tell you, because you had the intention. Because you had the intention, example, let's say you had the intention to fast today. You went to bed, you woke up after sunset. Is your fasting valid or invalid? That must be a lucky guy. Valid, because you already had the intention before Fajr, before dawn. And this guy already had the intention before dawn. So, his fasting should be valid. Yeah, but they are going to tell you, hold on. The conditions for fasting to be accepted is what? Sanity. And you don't have it. You lost it for 1 hour. Oh, you know what? Here we have to have a precaution. Finish the fasting and repeat it. What? Make it up later on. Is that clear? Questions? Now we move to those who are exempted from fasting. Those they should not fast. Definitely a crazy person, is exempted. Very old person is exempted. Medical conditions. I have to take I have to take pills 3 times a day. I have to. Okay, you are exempted. Sheikh, but I can, stay without food or water. Does not matter. You ate something. That means your fasting is what? Is broken. So what should I do if I'm always like this? I will never be able to make them up. What should I do? Here we come to the topic of fidya, which we are going to discuss in a bit. You pay money on every day that you skip. We have fidya and we have kafara. Fidya, when you are not able to fast the rest of your life, you pay fidya. Clear? Okay. Kafara, this is one of the definition or the application of fidya. Kafara, if you are fasting and on purpose you invalidate your fast, you drink water on purpose. On purpose, no reason for it. Just say, I like it. Here you pay kafara and you repeat that day, as we are going to discuss later on. No harm. We already discussed that. Question. Let's see. Can anyone read this for me? Can you read this for me?
What if someone has never observed fasting, since it is not obligatory on him to fast?
Okay. So, what do you think, guys? I need answers. I said this like 10 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago. What's the answer? Yes. If he did not know at all, was not aware that he is doing wrong, what should we do? Nothing. Okay. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit more advanced. He was not certain, but speculating. Maybe I have to fast. He was not certain. He was doubting, maybe I should fast, but he was careless in that sense. What he's gonna do? All years he has to make them up? Wow. Okay. What do you think? He did his research, but his research was his friend. Peer pressure and group thinking, The answer, fidya plus kafara. In certain places you have to pay fidya in addition to kafara. So they will tell you, there is a concept, I think you are aware of it, and I remind you again. What's that concept? Let's say I missed 2 days in the last year. Good? How many? 2 days. I kept postponing, delaying, till all of a sudden, tomorrow is Shahr Ramadan. Can I fast Qada and Ramadan at the same time? It's not a good package deal. It's wrong, isn't it? Shahr Ramadan is Shahr Ramadan. You cannot make 3 fasting at the same time. Ramadan or Qada or Mustahab does not work. That's very cheating. So, I missed to make up those days. What should I do? Yes. The fuqaha would say, because you delayed them till next Ramadan, after Ramadan is gone, you repeat those days, you make them up, and you pay fidya on each day. طب هيدا إذا صاروا 20 years, 20 times 30 days almost, okay? So this is what? Big amount of money. If you want to make him pay fidya. What about kafara? That's another problem. We'll come to it. So is that clear what's qada? Qada means to make them up. Sometimes no, you delay qada till next Ramadan, then you have to make them up and pay fidya. Now the question would be, what if I delay them 10 years? Do I have to pay 10 fidya? No, just one. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, ma fi interest rate. Okay? Yes. I'm gonna discuss it in a second. Not much money. Okay? Any question about this? That's a good question. Next question. What is kafara? But before this, what is fidya? Since we're talking about it. What is fidya? I'm sorry? You feed a poor believer with food stuff. How much? 750 grams of food. يعني in pounds. I made the calculation for you. In pounds, it would be 1.65 pounds. Type. What is food stuff? Could be bread, could be dates, could be food that you usually eat. Halla anta you usually eat sushi, give him sushi. I'm joking, okay? So, in other words, don't be stingy. The minimum, don't go with the minimum. So let's say the minimum here, let's say nowadays about $3. Okay? Make them 5. You're feeding a poor. But what if I do not have food? I just call a poor guy and send him, Western Union. Hey, this is $50 fidya. And that guy, he goes and get some needs that he's looking for, let's say water, new iPhone cover, whatever, is that allowed to do? It has to be what? Food. That's why you give it to a sheikh, and sheikh will make sure those people are eating. Is that clear? So the fidya is about 1.653 pounds. Mustahab to make it more. Okay, 1.5 kilos, let's say. Question about this? Okay. Now my question for you. When I'm going to pay fidya? Yalla, نشوف. When do I pay fidya? Recap. When do I pay fidya? Yes. If I delay the qada, the make-ups of fasting. That's good one. What else? Yes. If I will never be able to fast, then you pay what? Fidya, you pay, per one person per day. Good? What else?
Not fasting. And yeah, he's not fasting.
No, if he does not know at all, he does not have to he just make them up. Yeah, but the fidya will be because the qada was postponed. You get the idea? You pay fidya because qada was postponed, not because he did not know. Another situation, any other cases?
So only when the other is postponed is when you pay it?
I'm sorry?
Only when the other is postponed is when you pay it? The fidya?
The others postponed. The qada. Yeah, if the qada is postponed till next Ramadan, you pay fidya. Or if you are sick, always sick,
You make it up the next year.
Yes, if you make it up before Ramadan, yeah. Let's say a lady is pregnant and she does not feel like fasting because she is worried about her health or her baby. Then she should make up that and also pay fidya, according to the famous opinion. Clear? Usually you should tell me, no, she has to make up those, and I made them on time. No, you pay also fidya in that case. Those are some of the concepts of... What's kafara? No, that's too much. That's a killer. Huh? What's kafara? When do I pay kafara? Let's say this. When do I pay kafara? If I on purpose break invalidate my fast, because break could be after sunset. If I on purpose invalidate my fast, I pray what? يعني كيف? I'm at school, I'm worried about peer pressure, the guy gave me water, I don't want to tell him I'm fasting, I started drinking it on purpose. I have to pay what? Kafara. What's the kafara? We'll talk about it. طيب. Let's say, no, I don't. I woke up, I get used to drinking coffee. So I woke up, I started drinking my coffee. After I was done, I'm fasting. Do I have to pay kafara? No. Is my fasting invalid? No. Why? Because it's not on purpose. I did not know. That will lead us to second question. Someone on purpose open your mouth and put water in it. Do you break your fast? No. طيب. Little bit bad picture. Let's say your mucus, you swallow it after it is in your mouth. Do you break your fast? No. Let's say you wake up, you start brushing your teeth, you break your fast, and you feel the taste of that toothpaste. You break your fast. No, unless it's still residues. Clear residues is a problem. Tell me, Sheikh, you made my life easy. Wallah, kif? I'm chewing a gum. It's like, brushing my teeth. Same taste. Does gum break my fast? Yeah, break your fast big time. And you pay kafara if it's on purpose.
How about mouthwash?
You just wash your mouth with water and this kind. Another question for you. Let's say I'm fasting, mashallah, and happy and everything. Those are invalidators. I'm just giving you examples, okay, to avoid technical things. I'm fasting, I'm doing good, and I want to see my friend. Summertime, he has nicest swimming pool. While walking, boop, I fell and I found myself where? Exactly. Is my fasting valid? Why? La, was it on purpose or not? According to some scholars, your fasting is in big trouble. You continue fasting, but you have to make it up. According to Sayyid al-Sistani, according to Sayyid Muhammad, it is fine. It is makruh. It is mustahab to avoid it. Let's put it this way. It is mustahab to avoid it. According to Sayyid Ali, no, your fasting is invalid. And I think maybe he has ahwat wujuban. I have to check. If he does, then you can go to another scholar. طيب خلصنا من our friend. Our friend is traveling. He has argili. And mashallah, the room is full of what? Smoke. And I enter the room and I inhaled all that smoke. Do I break my fasting? Who says yes? You say yes? Okay, you hate argili most likely, yeah? No, I like the smell and I inhaled that on purpose. Free argili. No, I'm talking on purpose. Yes? It's okay, what do you think? Yes? Well, this has to do with what? With the concept of the scholars they call thick dust. We have an opinion in our school of thought. You are not allowed to swallow thick dust. Usually, smoking the smoke of argili, not smoking the argili, no, the smoke around the argili. Usually, typically, because the windows are open and you have more air coming in, it's not thick dust. Smoking it is different. Vaping is a problem. Argili by itself is a problem because you are gonna be collecting what? Thick dust in your, or materials, substances in your mouth. Faqih will tell you, oh, not good. What about vaping? Same thing, ya habibi. Vaping is haram. Smoking, according to the famous opinion, also it is what? Haram. Clear? So this is another invalidator we talk about. Third one.
What if you're at work? There's a lot of dust.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays you can put a mask or do not on purpose inhale them. Do your best to, because we said if it's not on purpose, you are fine. We just said that, isn't it? Okay. Other questions before we move to other invalidator? Other questions? Good. Yes.
So when you break your fast on purpose, you just repeat that day that you broke?
I'm sorry.
So when you break your
No, you continue fasting that day and you repeat it later on.
any situation,
Okay. Thank you for the question. So here, you do not just repeat the day and make it up. You have to pay what? Kafara. Our talk was about kafara. On the top of making up that day, qada, you have to pay kafara because it was on purpose. What is kafara? Kafara, it's a big deal in Islam. We have kafara, we have diya, we have fidya. We have zakat al-fitra. We have too many things now to pay. Zakat, khumus, zakat fitra. Anyway, kafara, it varies from one scholar to another. Some scholars, especially before, Sayyid Sistani, we had the scholars, they used to say, if you break your fast on purpose, whether you break it on haram or halal, your kafara is to feed on every day you messed it up. You feed 60 poor believers, plus you fast 2 consecutive months, according to that scholar. That's a big deal. Yani you do 2. And if there is a slave you can free, that would be what? 3. Yeah. Some other scholars, they said, well, I distinguish. If you invalidate your fasting because of haram, you have to fast 2 months, consecutive months, plus feed what? 60 poor. Nowadays we have scholars, yani alhamdulillah, much less headache. The kafara is what? You pay to feed what? 60 poor believers. But different believers. You are not allowed to give the whole thing to one guy. No. 60 different what? Poor. Clear? What is the amount of kafara? The amount of kafara is similar to fidya, which is 1.65 what? Pound. But what's the difference? Fidya is 1 poor. Kafara is how many? Yani this is 1.6, let's say $3. You multiply it by 60. How much is it? 180? Make it 200. That's Allah, man. If you have kafara 10 days per shahr Ramadan, that's a good fortune. That's a good punishment for you. Okay? And if you had that kafara for like 10 years, do the math. So it's a way to make your fasting what? Stronger. Hey, you know, when there is a ticket waiting for me because I'm speeding up and court, let me slow down. Isn't it? Reinforcement. Yes?